Hello and happy Friday. I am Coach Sarah, and today we're going to talk about lunges. So, lunges are a movement that I find a lot of people either love or hate. Usually, there's not a lot of middle ground there. But for the people who don't like them, usually it's because they are a very uncomfortable movement, whether that's because they cause knee pain or they find the balance part too hard, they can't get all the way into the positioning. Unless your doctor has said that you have issues with your knees or that you shouldn't be lunging, lunges are an excellent exercise to have as part of your workout program. They increase flexibility in your hip flexors, which often get very tight if you are someone who sits a lot. So if your job requires you to be, in a chair for most of the day, or if you commute to and from work and you're sitting in a car, we get really tight hip flexors. And so those lunges become uncomfortable. Doing lunges, though, will increase that flexibility. It also helps work on mobility, strength, and stabilization, and balance. So getting better at lunges is going to also help with injury prevention. So if they're uncomfortable today, I would not say I'm done with lunges, I never want to do them again. They're definitely worth working on and trying to get better at them. There's a couple different lunges that you may see programmed in your exercises. So there's front lunges, reverse lunges, and lateral lunges. We're going to start with those front lunges and kind of break it down from there. So first thing is making sure that you have the proper stance. So when we're setting up for our lunges, we want to make sure that our feet are right underneath our hips, slightly wider if you want to. A mistake that I see happen sometimes is that when people start the lunge, they bring that foot in as if they're on a tightrope. Now you're going to be off balance. So when we think about starting our lunge, we want to be more of a railroad track rather than a tightrope. So we want that foot to come out in front, maybe even a little bit wider than where we originally started. And then from there, we push off that front foot. So we want to keep the chest nice and upright, that core nice and tight. We come down, we want that back knee to tap the floor, and we push off the front. Now, if that's not happening, you can hold on to a wall or to a chair or something and get as far as you can. So if it's only a little bit, that's okay. You're still building up that strength, working on that balance and that flexibility to eventually maybe bring that back knee to the ground, which is what we're trying to do. That is a front lunge. Now, a reverse lunge is arguably a little bit easier, a little bit more stability. So again, you can hold onto something or keep your hands on your hips or whatever, but you are going to step your foot back behind you. Again, you want to keep those railroad tracks, not that tightrope. So that's going to help with that stabilization. And you're going to drop that back knee, push off the foot and come back to tap. And drop that back knee, push off and come to tap. Now the lateral lunge, you're going to step out to the side and push up. It's a little bit tricky where I'm working here. And push up. So we don't want to collapse over. And again, it's okay if the range of motion isn't as much as maybe the video looks like or it says that we should do. We can build up to it and keep working upon it. But again, they are worth continuing to work up to because they will help with that flexibility of your hip flexors. They will help with ankle mobility, stabilization, balance, and strength. They also mimic walking upstairs and some other movements that we do in our day-to-day life and movements that we don't want to get rid of. So definitely worth working into your program if you don't already. Make sure that that knee is tracking over the ankle. That's another thing that I see where the knee is kind of wonky a little bit. And again, as long as your doctor hasn't said that you should stay away from lunges, definitely worth working on. I hope this has helped a little bit and you've enjoyed this Friday Flex tip. I will see you next week for another.